that Rob said a couple times.
Okay.
This really is all about the data. So as you go to cloud, you got opportunities to do infrastructure as a service and services and applications as a service. That is going to force, as a couple people have said, that the development principle, we're going to start having to separate applications from data, which is a good thing to force on the developers. That also forces folks to identify authoritative data sources and eliminate the stale aggregation points, is what I call them, right? So all that's good, and all that stuff we're going to have to do as we move to the cloud. So then security becomes not an issue, but another polarity to manage. Right? So it depends on what kind of data you're talking about. There's specific legislation on personal identification data.
Sure.
And so the requirements for that are different than something else. And we're just going to have to work through that polarity. And depending on what the data is, then we're going to have to work through what the security issues are, whether we need a private cloud or a public cloud. So let me give you one example of a successful pilot in the Army. So we recruiting command. So our command that goes out and tries to bring in soldiers is actually doing a successful pilot where they've taken a customer relations management database and they're using it on Salesforce.com. And for the data that they're doing, which is young Americans that they're tracking to recruit into the Army, that when we manage that polarity, the decision was made that's Salesforce.com is good enough.
Wow.
Right? And so, and so you're going to have to do that for every application.
Sure.
The other opportunity that exists is perhaps you could put the data in a private cloud and put the application as a service in a public cloud.
Interesting.
So there's degrees here that we can work depending on performance and provisioning.
Right.
But again, so I don't see security as an impediment. Security is just another one of the attributes and another polarity that we're going to have to manage.
Right.
And the answer is never going to be consistent. There's all sorts of opportunities to leverage public, private, and hybrid clouds as we work through all the security.
Right.